Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. United Community Bank, an independent family-owned and operated bank committed to empowering customers to achieve their financial goals. Member FDIC. Frazee Family Foods, what a hometown grocery store should be. Friendly staff, family-owned, and a wide variety of groceries to fulfill your needs.
Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludtke, and I'm indoors this week at a place called Karinall on Ware Lake with Marlys Jacobson. Hi, Marlys.
Hello.
And Heather Ware Nelson. Hi, Heather.
Hello, Hank. How are you today?
I'm tremendous. I mean, this is just gorgeous. The water is in the background from the fountain, and I can just feel my cares and woes going away. And, I mean, I've been out here a number of times over the years, worked on your deck and dock one year, and many years ago, 35 or something. But anyway, tell us a little bit about this, Marlys.
Okay, well, my husband and I bought this place in 1973, and it was a much smaller structure. And we were doing foster care with adolescent boys, and we needed space. So my husband got out the graph paper, and this is what happened. We did foster care here for 12 years, and over those 12 years, we had more than 50 adolescent boys. And we had 5 children of our own who were raised in this house. But eventually, we quit the foster care, and our kids grew and flew the coop, and it was just the 2 of us, which seemed a little silly to me. And then my husband died 2.5 years ago, and then there was just one of me. And it didn't look at all like this. As a matter of fact, it was pretty ugly in the 1970s. But in the fall last year, Heather came to me and brought up this idea of putting this out as an Airbnb. And as soon as I figured out what that was, we started the project. And now I'll let Heather tell you about the project.
So, I look at all the stone in the place. Where did all the rock and stone come from?
This is Pat Shannon artwork. Pat did all of the rock inside the house. It's all real fieldstone. And you could see the artist in him when he was doing this. It was going to look right, or it was going to get broken down the next day. And Pat is one of our local artists, and related to the people who had the place originally here. And and of course, your husband was my teacher in high school. We called him Mr. J then, and after he became professor, then it was Professor J. But we're gonna take a break here, and we're gonna be right back with these lovely ladies talking about Karinall Airbnb on Ware Lake in beautiful Frazee, Minnesota.
Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. The City of Frazee and Frazee Events Center, featuring a 5,000 square foot room, a built-in stage, and a full-service bar, perfect for a multitude of events. Call or click to book your event.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludtke, and I'm here today with Marlys Jacobson and Heather Ware Nelson. So, as we look at the continuing saga of Karinall, tell us a little bit how it got now to this point.
Well, one day, again, late August last year, I was over here visiting with Marlys, and I said, "Hey, Marlys, what do you think about turning this into an Airbnb?" And she said, "Well, let me think about it. I'll ask my kids." And so she calls her kids, and the next day she says, "What's an Airbnb?" And so she calls me back the next day and says, "Yep, let's do it." So that's how it all began. We started putting things into place. Our first day that we started doing Construction was over Thanksgiving weekend. We had the Knights of Columbus and multiple volunteers over here helping us rip out carpet. We replaced 7,500 square feet of flooring in the house.
That's a lot.
Yes. Repainted every square inch. And everything, a lot of the furniture that we got out of Restore into either Moorhead, Minneapolis, or New Brighton. And so a lot of it came out of an old mansion downtown Minneapolis. So we just, as you'll get to see soon here, there's a lot of really interesting pieces. One of the most interesting, I would have to say, are the doors. The doors came out of the old Moorhead High School.
And so now, of course, this is a theme Airbnb. And so what are the themes?
Well, being both Marlys and Ken were English teachers, we thought that it would be a great idea to name all of the rooms in the house after classic books. So for instance, this right here is the solarium is The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. Some of our other themes are The Great Gatsby, Gone with the Wind, Alice in Wonderland, Charlotte's Web, Berenstain Bears, the list goes on. Gone with the Wind. I think I said that. Shane was one of them. Little House on the Prairie. So we've covered a wide array of classic books.
And so how are things going so far with the new use of the house?
Well, it's actually been kind of fun, and we've been busier than we had anticipated being at this point in time. People are loving it. The comments when they leave are awesome. So we're very pleased with progress so far. We even have a couple bookings for next summer.
Well, that's great. You know, it's amazing sometimes what life's turns will take us and what it throws at us and how we can adapt, you know, instead of just ending up being just stagnant. Can't be stagnant. We got to keep doing things.
That's
so
right.
Raina is going to be showing you, that's our camera lady, she's going to be showing you this house as we're talking so that you can get kind of a feel about this beautiful spot on Weimer Lake outside of Frazee. And we really hope you enjoy it. And any parting comments, ladies?
I just want to also say that this house is 9,400 square feet. It has over 30 rooms, 8 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 18 beds, a waterfall, 2 fireplaces. So, there's a billiards table in here, a hot tub, a theater, an elevator. Yeah, so there's just lots of really interesting characteristics that this house has to offer.
Well, I'm very happy to be here, and I hope you out there in TV3 land will look into this, and maybe you'll be happy to be here too. And so I want you to remember, pet the dog, hug the kids, kiss the wife, and wave at the neighbor. The next person you wave at could be your next best friend. And we'll see you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.